Good morning, Friday, July 29th, day 4,
Yes.
our rest day in the Wind River Range. So behind us is Upper Valentine Lake, 11,000 something feet. After the crazy weather yesterday, things have calmed down. Maybe, I don't know if the blue skies will show up yet. We're still waiting for the sun to actually hit our side of the lake. We have a little ridge line over here that you can't see, and the sun is making its way over, so soon everything's going to really warm up here. It was a pretty comfortable night sleeping.
Yeah.
And so the game plan today is I'm going to strike out soon this morning. There are a couple of peaks nearby, Valentine Peak and Valentine Mountain, and there's a really funky named lake called X-1 Lake. So I don't know if they ran out of names or what, but that's a lake I want to check out. Everything's off trail. So I'm going to see if I can hit any of those from the topo map. It looks like it's all going to go, but you never know till you get there. In the meantime, Sarah's going to chill and relax here. And then when I get back, one of our original backpacking spots for last night was going to be a much bigger lake than this called
Helmet Lake,
which is just on a trail further up. So we might take a stroll there and just check that out later this afternoon, early afternoon, whatever. So that's the plan. We're just sipping our coffees and enjoying a calm, peaceful morning. It looks like we only have one other
well, they might have packed down.
camper on the other side of the lake. So they also were in the storm with us. So I'm curious, of people we meet today, ask them about the storm and where they were and if they even experienced what we experienced. Because I think we got the brunt of it for sure. I never heard so much thunder up in the mountains.
Thunder, lightning, hail.
And it's great that we documented it, right? Because that's something, you talk about it, it's one thing, but then to actually see the little snippets of video, years from now, that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anything else for the Friday morning report?
I don't think so.
Well, and Sarah, it's good because Sarah's starting to make her own videos.
Yeah, I'll do a video this week.
Yeah, so she'll just upload them. She'll just send them to me, and I'll just put them all together based on timeline. So that'll be cool. We'll probably have our own separate videos on our own little solo adventures today. So we'll check in later. Hey guys, so it's Friday morning, July 29th. I'm off on my solo off-trail adventure, seeing if I can get up to Valentine Peak and or Valentine Mountain and or X1 Lake. Just kind of started off trail. Down there is Dutch Oven Lake. And the topo map, it seemed like this was a good place to get off trail and start climbing. That's what we're going to do. And also we'll check in with Sarah. We'll see if she's kind of in a valley, so it'll be interesting to see if she can pick us up. Brian to Sarah, do you copy? Over. We'll find out in a minute. Oh, I guess she might be blocked off right now, but as we gain some elevation, maybe she'll be able to pick us up again. Time will tell. Anyway, this looks pretty sweet up here, so I'm going to stop the recording because it might not show as much on the video, but that is fairly steep. So we're going to take our time getting up that and check in later. So we've climbed off trail a few hundred feet, get a better view of Dutch Oven Lake behind us. And over here, I think you can see that big white patch of snow, that glacier. That's the same glacier we can see from our campsite at Upper Valentine Lake. So we're definitely gaining some elevation. Went through some trees. It's cleared out a bit here. And we're just kind of picking a line based on the topo map. Doesn't look like it's going to be too bad of a bushwhack. Grade isn't too bad. Haven't put on any sunscreen yet because we've been pretty much on the trail in the shade still, so I'm gonna have to get some sunscreen on the back of my neck at least, just to keep from burning up now that we're gonna be in the sun. But just some incredible views up here already, and we've only gotten a few hundred feet above the trail, off trail. That's my favorite part about going to new places, is, you know, getting off the beaten path, looking for that remote lake or that unnamed lake, and just going and checking it out, right? And that's kind of what we're doing today. We may throw a couple peaks in there if it looks like they're gonna go without any technical climbing. That remains to be seen. But otherwise, just a gorgeous Friday morning. Ran into two backpackers at one of the trail junctions that were caught in the same storm Sarah and I were caught in. Unfortunately for them, they were on the ridge on Lizard Head Trail, and it got so bad. You know, that was serious hail for a good hour, right? Got so bad for them, they just ditched off the trail, went down a ravine. So that's why, you know, you always gotta have a map, know where you are for really bad weather. Sometimes you just gotta get off the high ground. And I bet they're not the only ones who were in a similar situation yesterday, but they obviously knew what they were doing, and they're heading on to Grave Lake, which is a big lake north of us that Sarah and I thought about staying at, but we're gonna just traverse around it and keep going, hopefully to Batista Lake. And now look at this, we're at a little clearing, so we got the lake behind us still, Dutch Oven, and now we got this beautiful mountain range coming into view. So maybe one of those are the Valentines. That remains to be seen. We will check in later. So we're off trail, kind of at a high point at around 11,000 feet. There is Valentine Lake and the glacier, but as we pan to the right, there are just lakes hidden everywhere. Really something up here. What's up, guys? So we're at a high point up that way. Got a great view of all the lakes. The Dutch Oven Lake is over there, so we're like on the other side of it. And now we're going to lose some elevation and see if we can get up that way. And I think our X1 lake is hidden behind there on the other side. So that's what we're going to see if we can get through this water down there and these trees. And if not, then oh well, but we're going to give it a go. So we're back down off the high point, probably at a low point right now, probably parallel to the trail, which is that way. So we're off trail, we're kind of crossing all these little marshy, streamy land for another few hundred feet, and then we're going to be going back up, hopefully. Definitely interesting, starting to see evidence of the hailstorm last night. There's still patches of melting hail / snow here, and have definitely seen a lot more evidence of animal scat, you know, moose, deer, maybe bear on this side of the trail. So pretty cool. Definitely they're out here somewhere, right? So we're gonna head up that way and see how far we can get. Check in later.
Good morning. It's about 10:30 and on a rest day, and I'm just enjoying some sunshine, helping get the tent all dried out, and also listening to my audiobook. And for the first time ever, I brought a knitting project on our backpack. So this will hopefully turn into a sock. The views today are gorgeous. I can see the glacier, and have the beautiful lake in front of me. And there's just enough of a breeze. The mosquitoes for now are at bay, so I hope the breeze picks up just a little bit to keep them away, and I can enjoy being outside of the tent. If it gets too bad, I will head back into the tent. Here's my walkie-talkie. I heard from Brian probably about 20 minutes ago, and he was just kind of making his way up towards Valentine Peak. So that's my update for now. Talk to you later.
What's up, guys? So we're almost back up to 11,000 feet. We've been climbing in a tree canopy for a while. Just to give you an idea of what this bushwhack is looking like, it's not too bad. Just look for the open spots, not getting cliffed out or anything. And we came, if it'll come into focus for me, maybe not, but there's a shelf on the other side that's really not showing up too well due to the lighting conditions. So we got off trail, went up, looked around a bit, saw a bunch of cool lakes, went down, went through a marshy, streamy area, and now we're heading back up, and we're vectored in for Valentine Peak and that X1 lake. So hopefully we'll be in a clearing soon, and we're just going to keep climbing. But as far as off-trail bushwhacking adventures go, like most of the stuff out west, it's pretty good going, unlike the whites, where you're scratching and clawing through crumholts and gnarly down trees for every foot. So we'll check in a bit. Looks like there's about 20 of them up there, 20 or 30. Super cool. So we're about 80 feet from the summit of Valentine Mountain. I'm thinking it's gonna be that right there. But we are way up. How about that herd, huh? Pretty cool. So you can see the clouds are a little bit gray, so we may have some more storm action this afternoon, similar to what we had yesterday. So I want to hit this peak, see if we can see X1 Lake, see if we can still see that herd maybe, and then we'll start heading down. See you then. What's up? We made it. The top of Valentine Peak, 11,361. Back there is our glacier from our campsite at Upper Valentine. So that's where we're going to be heading back. Man, there is a lot to explore up here. I mean, look at that little pointy peak and those meadows. I would love to get up there. There's just not enough time. So this is the other side of the ridge here. Look at that big long lake in the distance. Had to figure out what that is. But, oh, I see X1 Lake down there. It's pretty tiny, huh? You can probably see it down there, over there somewhere. And I'm guessing maybe that's Valentine Mountain, just following that ridge to that next peak. Wow, amazing. So I'm gonna take a little break here on top of Valentine Peak, not Valentine Mountain, and then I'll decide if have enough time for the other one. I know Sarah was talking about taking a little stroll towards Helmet Lake, so maybe I'll save a little energy, get back down to base camp so we can do a little walk to Helmet Lake and check that area out and see what that's all about. But man, what a view up here. Amazing, amazing, amazing.
It's about 11:30 and I just heard from Brian, so I thought I'd send you an update. I've had a relaxing morning, getting everything dry around camp and knitting and enjoying the light breeze, and the skeeters have stayed away so far. But Brian just made it to the peak of Valentine Mountain, and he's actually going to come back towards the campsite because you can't see it on the video, but there's some gray clouds coming in behind the glacier behind me, so wants to get back before that happens, and hopefully we'll have some time to just take a quick walk up to Helmet Lake. So that's the update from now.
Hey, so before I leave and head back down, I'm not going to go to Valentine Mountain right there, but I love my mountain lakes that are off trail, and this is the weirdest named lake I've ever come across. X1 Lake, X-1 Lake. So there it is in all of its glory. Pretty cool. I don't think many people can say that they've gotten a good view of X1 Lake. So I'm in the club. But I was able to get a hold of radio to Sarah and going to hook up with her. I think we're going to take a different line down. I saw the really good view of Dutch Oven Lake from the top of Valentine Peak, and it looks like there's a slightly different line down I can take. And the trail will be around Dutch Oven Lake. So a little variety on the way down, and we'll see how it goes. And I was hoping maybe I'd see that big herd over on this side before I head down. But well, I'm sure they're around. They're just, because of the angles and where I'm at right now, I just can't see them. I think they're probably down below me, down here. Look at that lake out there. Wow. That's a big one out there. I wonder if that's the Washakie Lake, because we're like around the Washakie Pass. I'm not really quite sure. I mean, I could do some investigating up here and figure it out, but let's just take a quick look over this edge before we head on down. All right, so, oh, even better view of X1 Lake from this side. Look at that. That's why it pays to walk around a little bit, right? Pretty cool. No animals down there, but sometimes you get lucky. So that's it from our off-trail adventures, at least where we're headed. Now we're gonna make our way back. So first we're gonna go up this grassy chute and get Dutch Oven Lake back in our sights. And then we're just gonna wing it. And if I need to look at a GPX track, I will, but I don't think I'm gonna have to. It's pretty smooth sailing on this one. And who knows, maybe we'll run into some more animals if we stay quiet and stay stealthy and see what we see till we connect back up to the trail. But man, yeah, amazing. I can't wait to check out Helmet Lake now with Sarah. So I'm gonna motor on back. It's mostly downhill from here.
So I've made some progress on my sock, and I just heard the first thunder for the day. So I'm going to make sure the campsite's all cleaned up and everything's in the tent ready to go in case it starts raining. And hopefully Brian will be back soon in another probably half hour or so from his adventure, so that if it does rain, maybe hail again, he's not without cover.
What's up, guys? So we made it back on trail, Moss Lake Trail, I think. We're real close to Dutch Oven Lake. Found a little piece of trail trash off trail, a little piece of a leather belt, so we'll pack that out, do our part. But just heard some thunder and saw some lightning, so hopefully it holds off till I get back to the tent. Oh boy, I probably got about an hour back to the tent from here. We'll see. Good luck to us. So it's about 1 o'clock on Friday. We are getting real close to base camp. There's our glacier that I've kind of been pointing out all throughout this little off-trail adventure. But yeah, ominous dark clouds and thunder intermittently and a little bit of blue sky, right? But I think we're in for another mid-afternoon storm of some severity, yet to be determined. So gonna get back hungry, probably have a warm beverage, definitely have some cold beers I gotta drink because I don't want to carry them. You know, I gotta lighten the load for tomorrow. But we're gonna have a nice hangout, and hopefully if the weather clears we can go check out Helmet Lake if this just passes through and we have like late afternoon to go for a little adventuring. So we'll see, and we'll check in when we're back with Sarah. So it's 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon. Sarah just had to close her vestibule because the rain is blowing in from that way. But hey, 2 days in a row of rain. Will we get hail today? Yes, it's hailing as we speak.
It is?
Yep, I see hail out there. So this is like a repeat of yesterday. We'll see if it gets as severe as it did yesterday. Maybe I should close my vestibule too for the time being. Oh, and special projects. Sarah is in the middle of a knitting project, and wow,
Sock progress.
I feel like we got a lot done since I was gone. So we're just gonna hang out in the tent. It's very comfortable temperatures. In fact, Sarah's pretty cozy in her sleeping bag. And we'll hopefully see if this passes like it did yesterday. But if not, we're all equipped for...
At least we're in already.
We're in already. We have everything we need to be comfortable and well fed and plenty of beverages. So it's coming down again. We'll see you later. The end of day 4, Friday, late afternoon. This is my favorite way to start a weekend. So we're still at Upper Valentine Lake. You can see Sarah is in the middle of a knitting project.
My first sock.
It's been a few days, but I finally cracked open a beer, more so because I just don't want to carry them anymore. It wasn't really, you know, when it's like overcast and cloudy like this, I prefer like a hot beverage, but beer's good. It's a fine beer and we'll enjoy it. We had that one storm that passed through, and it's kind of been like cloudy and overcast ever since, but it's been like nice and cool.
Yep.
So it's been fine hanging out in a tent. One pet peeve that I have, and I just found out Sarah's having the same problem, is, you know, on these kind of trips, we'll bring our iPads and download a bunch of shows, like especially for days like this where we're just kind of hanging out. So, the programmers and coders at Netflix have got it down. Offline shows, they're there, everything works. You were having a problem with Paramount Plus a little bit.
Yeah, it's like it buffers and then all of a sudden it's like fatal error, connects to the internet.
So like Showtime works great. Amazon Prime, I mean, their selection usually is pretty stinky, works great. But HBO Max, get your act together. I mean, every time they got great stuff, right? But I've noticed this a lot when you download offline shows, like it just acts up. It needs to reconnect to the network before it'll give you access to your downloaded shows. So you just keep seeing this screen. It's infuriating. Not a big deal, right? Because we're not really out here to watch shows anyway, but it's a nice little distraction. Sometimes you just want to watch a show with a nice view.
Or listen to an audiobook.
Or listen to an audiobook. So we're both just kind of hanging out. We'll probably get dinner rolling soon.
New meal for me.
What are we trying tonight?
Mushroom risotto.
Good to go. Okay, so
we'll see. Mushrooms aren't my favorite, but it's a smaller amount, which is good because a lot of the other meals don't come in single servings.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of mushrooms either, but for a lot of these freeze-dried meals, like a beef stroganoff or like a chicken fried rice where they throw the mushrooms in, it's fine. Yeah. But yeah.
Oh, and yesterday I added a tuna packet to my essentially mac and cheese, and that was delicious. I will do that again.
Okay, yeah, and I bought like a chicken, it's all like Starkist brand, right? But bought the same thing, like a chicken packet to throw in like a Norse side of rice just to have a little more protein. So we're experimenting, but all that's worked out great. Yep. So I think that's probably going to be our recap for the day. Tomorrow we're back on the trail.
Back on the trail.
Well, you're back on the trail.
I'm back on the trail. I had a nice day at camp today.
And I love this trail name. It's Little Bear's Ears Trail, right? Is that what it's called?
Bear's Ears Trail.
Bear's Ears Trail. We're going to follow that, loop around. There's a huge lake called Grave Lake. We're going to traverse. And our goal is to be somewhere near Baptiste Lake, which is right on the border of the Wind River Indian Reservation. So also kind of curious if there's any kind of signage there.
Because technically, there's a tiny little tip of the lake that isn't on the reservation, so we can camp there. Mm-hmm. But in order to go onto the reservation, you need a special permit, which we don't have.
Right, and I think you get just through recreation.gov. It's just like any other permit, but we didn't do that. So we're not going to obviously break any laws, but just want to
be interesting
to see how they mark that border and if it's, just something we've never encountered before. So interesting to go check it out. But it's not like a big mileage day tomorrow, right?
I think 8-ish.
So that's not bad. And we pretty much gain 500 feet, lose 500 feet. We're not like going up and down a ton. So it's really nice.
We'll have a big pass the next day.
Haley Pass. Yeah, which they spell two different ways on the map, which is kind of weird. Some have just the Y, some have the EY on the end. And they're both spellings are on the same map. So you don't see that very often. But yeah, we've really enjoyed the Wind River Range. We were wondering if we're like in a little, kind of like Mount Washington in New Hampshire, where it's like a weather center, where like it's always windy, or they just get more wind and weather there. Because we've gotten some like really strange weather here, and we're just wondering if it's all over the place or just in this little section that we're in.
Because after being a week on the Teton Crest Trail, where we had one afternoon of like possible rain, but it didn't really come to fruition.
Right.
To have 2 days
of
bad weather.
We're only like 40 miles away as the crow flies from there. So the weather, like the hail especially, it's been cool, but it's been like interesting. So it seems like it's threatening to rain again, but it just hasn't made up its mind. But hopefully, we'll have good weather tomorrow to hike in, and we'll see you then.